recording now, finally. Okay, here we go. I'm going to hit the intro.
So much for swearing.
Oh.
I told Chad, let's watch language. Let's see what happens with YouTube.
Okay.
I lasted 10 seconds. I didn't know we were live. I had no idea.
I said we're live.
Trekcast is reported live before a studio audience. And I think I just said reported instead of recorded.
I have no idea.
Whatever.
It's a Friday night.
It's not our usual time.
Yeah.
I know. I'm sitting in the shuttlecraft in the dark.
I can see that. Yeah.
The headlights are on. It's weird.
There'll be there'll be no dog rescues tonight. Instead, it'll be helping stray deer in the dark.
That's it. That's it.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Trekcast.
The galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast.
I always wait for the guitar riff to come in before I kind of lower it down. It rocks. It's awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a Friday night, and we're feeling all right. It is Trekcast, the galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast. I'm Chad. That's Daniel. That's Dan. Star Trek Day happened yesterday. That's why we're here. So, special post-wrap-up show from a day ago. Right. Should be good. We got a lot to cover. A lot of things happened yesterday. The one thing that did not happen was any trailers for Star Trek Discovery. We'll get into why.
It's okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry.
We didn't need it.
Yeah.
So.
It was a big event yesterday. It took place in LA.
It did.
At a theater down there. Paramount Studios put it on. It was a little over 2-hour event where they had all sorts of live panels and I think it was like 400 people there. A lot of the actors and producers from the shows were there. Some fans got to be there. Lucky few.
Did any of them get spit on?
One can only hope. I mean, I'm sure if
it's Anson Mount, would you care?
You'd have to pay $50 for that to happen.
Who would spit on Anson Mount? I mean,
mean if he spits on you.
You know what? I know you went to Germany last year, and they got some stuff that they do.
I picture Anson Mount like those dinosaurs in Jurassic Park that flare out, and his hair just flares up everywhere. It starts shaking. And then he spits on you?
That's the only way you get that quaff just right. That's the secret right there.
That's right.
All right.
Yeah. Dan's like, it's too late for this
He's
stuff.
like, what in the heck? I watched my language there
Off
just
the
for
rails.
you. What do we do?
Language, Captain America.
We're like 90 seconds in, and we're off the rails.
Already.
I love it.
It wouldn't be us if we were on the rails. I'll put it that way. It's just make sure to watch the third rail. So.
Yes.
All right.
So
go for it, Daniel.
We had a lot going on. Yeah. So, the event started with a red carpet event, and I think we should probably start with our first clip. We got some clips from the red carpet, but there was some big news that happened yesterday. And one of the first things they did on the red carpet was hosted by Jackie Cox and Mary Shifu, who was Mary was the Klingon Chancellor. Yeah.
Bomb detonator.
In Discovery. You're right.
Yeah.
And then Jackie Cox is from RuPaul's Drag Race. And they got to talk to Patrick Stewart about the passing of the Queen of England. So let's start with that clip and get Sir Patrick's thoughts.
It's a sad day. She has had an extraordinary life and a beneficial impact on my nation. It was my wish to see her hit the century, because I think that would have been very exciting for all of us, but she didn't. And I send my sympathies to her family, and particularly to Prince Charles, who I've met several times, and whom I admire, and I am intrigued if he is to be the next monarch in the UK, because there's been some uncertainty about that. I can't wait to see what he does, because I know what some of his feelings and thoughts are. It would be exciting. Thank you for the question.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I mean that's happened. He already is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know what the controversy would be over that. I have no clue. I don't know how the monarchy stuff works. But
Yeah, I don't know.
I
either.
don't know. I don't know what question he's referring to, because I mean, the moment she passed, he became king. That's just the way. That's just the way it works.
Well,
So,
there was a little bit if it would go to William straight and skip over Charles, but that was it.
I mean that used to be a thing way back in the day.
Right.
But
But when they're glorified mascots, basically.
yeah, I don't
You know.
understand what they do all day. I really do they just count the gold bricks bullion from way back in the day? I mean, I don't know. Do they have the crumpets and tea every day at 12:30? I don't
know.
I do remember from my time in news when we did a story about this. They're basically mascots, right?
Yeah.
They don't functionally do anything other than just go to events and wave and smile and all that. Also, people will say, well, they spend so much money on them. Well, they're such a tourist attraction, they actually make money for the country.
Yeah.
So
I can imagine that. And they probably go around like cheerleaders the way that a president here should.
Right.
Ours just falls off bikes, but you know, I mean, it's just
I don't know. It seems weird to me because it seems like every couple of years it flares back up again, and in this country there's a push for, reparations for this group or reparations for that group, and the counter argument is that nobody alive today did those evils of the past, and therefore they're not responsible for them. But the royal family, I mean, it's literally the lineage that goes back to the imperialism that the British Empire was involved in. I mean, there's the link right there.
Yeah,
there's the people who are to this day benefiting from it. So, and I'm not saying they should have it, shouldn't have it. It just seems strange to me. One thing that I will tell you, when you sent that clip over and the title of the clip, I don't know if this happens to you guys, but you see things and your mind automatically resets to Star Trek.
Right.
So the title of the clip was Patrick Stewart reacts to the passing of the Queen. And the first thing I thought was, did Alice Creek die? That's how my stupid Star Trek brain
Right.
works.
Well, yeah.
And I knew the Queen died earlier. I knew the Queen died earlier in the day, but in my head, it's like Star Trek is the default.
But I like how you also washed over the fact that his clip title is actually P. Stew and not Patrick Stewart. But that's good. That's good.
Well, it's because I'm not going to say that.
Do that.
I'm not going to say that ridiculous thing.
Hey, I almost put JL.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another review of Downton Abbey.
That's right. So, also on the red carpet, they did talk to several different cast members from different Star Trek shows, and we, the host, got to talk to Tawny Newsome, and they shared some interesting takes behind the scenes of Lower Decks. So, if we got that clip,
really interesting takes.
I know when Tawny reads scripts, it's like around midnight because that's when the emails start coming in with her Star Trek notes.
Look, really? It's not that I know more than him. It's just sometimes I have like a different take on the canon, maybe, and so
No, she knows more than me. I don't know why you would say that.
occasionally about Deep Space Nine things, but about other stuff, you got me beat on TOS for sure.
I mean,
You got me beat on Enterprise.
That's because of my mom.
How hard was
I know when Tawny reads scripts.
there you go. So, apparently, Tawny Newsome reads scripts very late at night. So,
There's something I just absolutely love about that. I mean, if you were involved in Trek and you were either producing or writing or doing anything like that, when would you read the script? When would you go over the material? The answer would be all freaking day and night. I mean, so there's just something. And then when you listen to her talk, I can instantly picture Mariner. The cadence, the voice, and everything is the same.
The enthusiasm in her voice.
Yeah, she's just being herself. I'm just totally convinced that Mariner and Newsome are the same exact character. Like, she just shows up and she's just herself. It's great. And it's almost like if you go back and you watch Space Force, that's what it was called on with the Steve Carell.
I don't watch trash. I don't know.
I haven't watched all the second season, and I know it's canceled, so who cares? But
right.
that's the only time I've ever seen her do anything where she wasn't just being herself. She's totally out of herself at that point in that show. Doesn't act like this at all.
No, not at all.
So, but at any rate, she's just a delight. I like her. She's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty neat. And then the last clip that we have from the red carpet is, we're looking ahead. What is next for Star Trek? Well,
is there?
Oops, sorry. It just
okay.
plays when
Go
I
for it.
clip it. Sorry.
It's
I
okay.
apologize.
Play it.
Somewhere else that you are ready to push for, or maybe a hint you can give us of things that maybe you're ready to bring even more of to us that we've seen a little bit of?
I think every generation brings a new answer to that question, right? And so the thing that's to me that's so beautiful about Star Trek is that it made its bones by doing that from the start, right? At a time when it was unbelievably dangerous to do that, but somehow not only was it kind of rewarded for it, it's what everybody I think thinks of most when they think of Trek. So for me, I think the idea is we have to double down on it because we can, right? And there's a responsibility there, and when you can, you have to do it.
Where no one has gone before. You heard it here, people. Is there?
Oh, you heard the tagline here, everybody.
Yes. So the tagline has been said.
So
Kurt's been saying, yeah.
Dan is gonna cry laughing. He's like, "Oh shit!" Oh, sorry.
Yeah. We're trying, Chad. We're trying.
I should have a beer. That's what I would be. So it'd be so much better if I had a beer in my hand. Anyway. So that's Kurtzman telling everybody he's doubling down. I mean, is that the message you want to hear from him?
I think it's his excuse. If he's saying that's basically Star Trek needs to be reinvented every generation, that's his excuse. That's him saying, we're doing what we're doing because we're reinventing.
Yeah.
And that's okay. From the standpoint of reinventing, that's okay. Because I did not want Strange New Worlds to look exactly like TOS. And I didn't want it to have the same type of acting and coloring and costuming. I mean, I wanted it to be modernized. And that's a perfect example of how they did it right. Strange New Worlds is just, it's not a perfect show, but boy, oh boy, is some great Trek. So what I don't understand is how they didn't even, I guess it took them all the mishaps of Discovery and even Picard to get to where they said, you know what? Throw out all this reinvention stuff. Let's just
do Star Trek.
Let's just do Star Trek. That's exactly what they said.
That's what they said a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I mean, if you run Paramount and if you're looking at Trek as your main vehicle to make money,
like Jeff Foxworthy.
If you run Paramount and you don't know how to make Trek, you might not be a Trekkie. I mean, if you're on the board of Paramount though, and you listen to somebody say that after all the money they spent on Discovery and Picard and hearing all the BS about both of those shows, and then seeing what they did with Strange New Worlds, you would want to fire somebody who's running Picard and somebody who's running Discovery, and you'd want to put whoever dreamt up the way that Strange New Worlds looks. You'd want to just give them the keys, and Mike McCanahan as well with Lower Decks. I mean, I don't understand why Kurtzman is still around. Anyway, that's just my take.
Yeah.
So
I understand. The anger is real, and it's fine. Yes. So we also had multiple panels throughout the day. We did have some new information about Star Trek Prodigy. They dropped a clip. We also were told that a TNG character would be returning. I don't know if you guys saw that, but Billy Campbell will be coming back to reprise his role. Okana, yes, he will be back. Looking a little bit older, a little bit gruffer, but he will be there.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I just want him to have a scene with Troy.
I don't know. We're going to get the real Janeway in there as well. So.
Okay.
That'll be neat. And so Prodigy starting back up October 27th.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. So get the kids, gather around and watch that.
And this is the third season of that, right?
No, it's the second half of the first season.
Okay.
Yeah, it feels like it's been going for forever with the way they're chopping it up. But yeah, it's kind of, I don't get it, but whatever.
Well, I think right now the original episodes are airing on Nickelodeon. And then when it it ends. There might be a little bit of a break, and then it'll start back up the second half of the new season on Paramount. So
makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a kid's show, so the kids are going to watch it whenever the kids watch it. It doesn't have to follow the regular old kind of schedule of anything, and it's all streaming available, so whatever.
Just like the Wu-Tang Clan, it's for the children.
It's for the children.
So.
Yeah, I didn't get that. I don't.
You didn't get that?
No, I don't know what that means.
There was an award show with.
We are finding out slowly but surely over the course of 4 years of doing this podcast together that Dan knows nothing about pop culture outside of Trek.
No. I know a lot about a lot of stuff, and there's other stuff where I'm like,
who cares?
There's certain things, Stargate, Lord of the Rings, wrestling, Wu-Tang Clan. These things mean nothing to me.
I'm with you with 2 out of those.
So I think it was at the Grammys, some sort of award show.
Yeah.
ODB went on stage and said that Wu-Tang Clan is
I know
for
who
the
that
children.
is.
Yes.
I know who that is.
I don't.
But because you don't want us cussing on YouTube.
That's right.
I'm not gonna say
Chad.
his name.
Yeah, it's really just me.
That's right.
It's really just me.
Yeah. So he said Wu-Tang's for the children, and that's why I made that joke. So
Yeah.
jokes are always so much funnier when you have to explain them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please tell that to my dad.
So yes, we also got some pretty cool notes. We got told, or we were notified that there's going to be a new Star Trek official podcast coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the Pod Directive, which is hosted by Tanya Newsom and Paul F. Tompkins, but a second official podcast. This is going to be the much anticipated Star Trek Con SETI Alpha 5. So the Nicholas Myers script that he was working on.
The audiobook podcast thing.
Yeah.
Yes, this will be
Right.
your 1920 style audiobook. So
Hey, I love on audiobook. I've listened to like 7 in the last 3 weeks.
Wow.
yeah, me too. I'm actually very excited about this.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'll be neat to see who they get to play Con.
You know, depending upon how they do it and with how they do the voice acting or sound effects or any of the other kind of thing, you know, maybe we ought to do our own as well. Like we could do like little 5-minute segments every Sunday on the show, like towards the end of the show, and just have a script written up ahead of time and have sound effects, and I could do the voice. I'm kidding. I won't do the voices.
We could
sound effects like you would put them on like some sort of soundboard.
Yeah, we would actually
Would
have.
they be ready ahead of time, or yeah?
Oh no, we would have to do it like this. I would have to just do it live and just add things to that board like as we talk, and forget about it for a week, and then have to postpone and.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it'll be neat. My curiosity is, since we have a lot of the new actors playing the TOS characters, would they get those people to play the TOS parts on the audio drama? Like, would they get like the new Kirk to voice Kirk in this? You know, because I imagine there's going to be a little bit of the setup.
I mean, they could, but I bet you they won't, because from the standpoint of cost, timing, everybody, you know, it'd be cheaper for them. It doesn't matter. In that setting, I wouldn't care who's doing the voice. As long as they're good voice actors, I wouldn't care who they are. And Dan, it looks like
I mean, I wouldn't care, but it would be neat.
It would be neat. I do like the idea. I think that would be cool, but I doubt they do that. And it does look like Dan is giving us a nighttime terror story in the by the campfire.
Did he freeze on us?
He's frozen.
Oh, he's frozen. He's frozen in excitement for SETI Alpha 5. That's what it is.
And he's gone.
And he's gone. He couldn't take it anymore.
No.
So he left us. That's okay. So let's see, what else did we have? We did have we did get a on-set tour of Discovery, which was actually pretty neat if you watched it. It was hosted by Wilson Cruz, Dr. Colbert himself, and he just went around showing all the different sets. If you get the chance, that's on YouTube. It's a fun little watch to see. It is pretty neat to see how many of the crew members are just standing around on the set drinking Starbucks, waiting to go for action to be called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that. I'll have to go look at it. For me, the thing with Discovery, if we want to talk about Discovery for a minute.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about everything that's happened this year, the most interesting thing about it that's happened this year for Discovery is the absolute silence. This is the first thing we've heard them say or do about Discovery so far this year about the next season, which arguably in my mind looks like it's the last. And that's because we still don't even have a trailer. We have a trailer for Picard. We have scenes we have full-blown scenes from Strange New Worlds. We have all this other information about everything else. We don't have. Did they even give us a release date for Discovery? Is it this year?
So we don't have a firm date.
Yeah.
We just have been told early 2023.
So they're going to start airing it, and then a month later start airing Picard and have them both running at the same time again?
So
we'll
get to Picard's air dates. We'll get to that a little bit later in the show.
Yeah, sorry.
But it just depends, you know.
I just feel like they're done. Don't you?
Potentially.
Well, I mean, even if they're not, I am.
I mean, technically, it is the flagship series of New Trek.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It was.
It
was.
Yeah.
It was when it was the only one.
Yeah.
So.
But Lower Decks quickly wrestled that away.
Oh, for sure. And then now Stranger Worlds has wrestled it away even more.
Yeah.
Let me put it in pop culture terms.
Yeah.
Law and Order Special Victims Unit is still going strong. They canceled regular Law and Order for like 10 years. They brought it back recently, but they canceled regular Law. How do you cancel the flagship and the spinoff keeps going? So it's the same thing. Yeah, it was the flagship. It's not anymore.
No,
it's not anymore. You go to any Trek convention, just walk up to a group of people, shout out the two names. Which one do you like more? They're gonna say Strange New Worlds. They are.
Oh, for sure.
And if they're not, they're lying. So,
yeah.
I'm sure that
now I want to see a Star Trek Special Victims Unit. That's what I want to see. I want to hear about all the Starfleet sex crimes at,
Okay, R. Kelly leading with sex crimes. Oh my Lord. Daniel's like, man, we've totally messed up the YouTube metrics this time around.
Oh yeah.
There's no way it's gonna matter now.
We're not getting monetized with sex crimes, but that's okay.
Guess we can't use that clip on TikTok then, can we? You should clip that out.
I mean,
that should go on TikTok.
We could.
That's a perfect thing for TikTok.
Yeah, there we go. Well, tell you what.
Why you can't monetize if you say the word sex crimes?
Of course you can.
I don't
know.
You can. We're just messing around, dude.
All right. Okay.
I don't know
how any of this stuff works.
The whole conversation came before you joined. Yeah, where we were looking at the metrics on YouTube, and 2 episodes ago, the only thing that was different about that particular show 2 episodes ago was there was no cussing. And somehow it got pushed heavily by YouTube, and maybe that's a thing where if we don't cuss, YouTube will push those things a little bit better for us. So that's where this whole conversation came from. But you blew it out of the water when you said you wanted Star Trek Academy sex crimes. So
that's right. Star Trek Cruel Intentions.
Sorry.
Intentions. The Crying Game.
I'd watch that.
A Star Trek series.
Yeah. There you go. I'll tell you what. Why don't we take a break, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about the big shows, Picard and Strange New Worlds.
All right. Sounds good. We'll be right back after these messages about Viagra.
All right. We're back. Because that's all we need.
I have yet to go back and listen to these things and see what kind of ads come up for me. I'm going to do that now tonight and just go post up on Facebook or something. Or
do we need to take a minute and pause for station identification and remind everyone that Trekcast may not be rebroadcast without the express written consent of Trekcast.
The NFL.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WKRP in Cincinnati.
Oh, you want to know a fun fact about like the W's and the K's?
Yeah.
Because so
is
TV
it
stations
east and west thing?
Yes,
right?
but it's the Mississippi River is the dividing line. So East of the Mississippi, it's W. West of the Mississippi, it's K's. Starts for TV stations and radio.
Is it?
Yeah.
That sounds right in my head because there's a lot of K's around here, but I'm pretty sure there's a W too.
Yeah, we have K's and W's on the radio on the East Coast.
That used to be the deal. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many anymore. I mean, it probably got broke down at some point.
Yeah.
Probably. But
that's like one of those things where back in the day when they designed highways and they said, we're never going to need more than 2 lanes on a highway. How could you ever need more than 2 lanes?
Yeah.
So
you know the thing about highways, right? And the numbers?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
I learned that from TikTok.
TikTok is so smart.
I looked at a map. That's how old I am.
We were making fun of a guy at one of our meetings here a few months back where someone was like, did you really expense a Rand McNally map? And the guy's like, yeah, I needed a map of the area. And we're all looking at him like, you don't use Google Maps on your phone? You're actually pulling out a paper map when you're driving around? And sure as shit, he still is. I just
wow.
Shook my head. I have no idea how you even live that way.
Well, his map isn't going to crash. I can tell you that.
I haven't had my map crash.
When he was checking his map, did he light a candle and like?
Yeah, to light it up from the back. Yeah.
Yeah.
He puts little circles on all the areas where he's been.
With his quill pen.
Yeah.
All right, so we also did have panels for Star Trek Picard and Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Picard, we got a trailer for it. It was a pretty fun little trailer. This is going to be the 3rd and final season. They also did announce that Picard will premiere February 16th, 2023. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, there might be some overlap with Discovery, it sounds like.
So much for Trek year-round. I mean...
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't know why they would do that. But whatever.
Because you got Lower Decks, ending in probably early October, mid to late.
Oh, definitely by October. Definitely by the time we hit Halloween, it's done. Lower Decks will be done.
Yeah. So then, we got Prodigy after that. So I mean,
nothing.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But one of the cool things that I discovered today on the internet is there was a Hollywood producer named Robert Myers Burnett. He has produced quite a bit of films, a lot of Star Trek documentaries. Also produced the Agent Cody Banks series.
Wow, he's got some chops.
Yeah, he's got some chops. Also is Facebook friends with a former Trekcast host. So there's a little bit of connective tissue there. He is currently one of the talking heads on the John Campea show on YouTube, and he got to watch a little bit of Picard season 3, and so this guy has been a strong advocate against New Trek. Has had a lot of great rants about it. So I thought it would be interesting to hear his take on what he has seen. So, Chad, if we got that clip.
Is that the one you sent in the Facebook?
In the Facebook, yeah.
Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, here we go.
Say that I dislike Star Trek Picard seasons 1 and 2 is an understatement.
Yeah.
Star Trek Picard season 3 was entirely the design of showrunner Terry Matalas, coming off of he did 12 Monkeys, which I really thought was great. And it's a total turnaround, and I felt like I was watching real Star Trek, if in fact I was watching it.
Whoa.
And it was tremendous, terrific. And the trailer I thought was actually very effective. There's been this tendency with modern Star Trek to go very dark and brooding, which is sort of the antithesis of Star Trek. This kind of looks like it's more of the same, but there's tremendous peril, but there is also joyful, buoyant Star Trek classic character interplay.
Yeah,
I dislike Star.
There we go.
Yeah, so let's talk about the trailer a little bit. The way that they set this up in the trailer, it sure sounds like we're going to see the TNG crew a hell of a lot more than just the last episode of the season for 15 minutes. It sounds like we're going to start seeing them right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because they make it sound
feels
like
there's going to be a lot of Avengers Assemble. Like probably each episode, a new character gets brought in, and then maybe halfway through the season they're all together.
Picard's getting kind of confused at some point. Beverly, lightning bolt him.
He puts his hand out, and Will just comes right to him.
Yeah. Will,
Oh boy.
Cyclops him, or whatever. He just totally forgets who he is, where he's at.
He just starts calling him X-Men names.
Yeah.
He's calling Beverly Jean.
Beverly's Jean. Cyclops is
Will's
Will.
Wolverine.
Oh, Wolverine. Wolverine.
Here's what I have to ask. How is Geordi not Cyclops in that crazy head of yours?
That's true.
That
he
is
should be
very
Cyclops.
true.
Yeah, he should be Cyclops.
Come on.
Yeah. Okay, so if he's not Cyclops, who would Geordi be as an X-Men? If he's
He
not
would be Cyclops.
He would be Cyclops.
Forge.
Okay, but if he's not Cyclops, who would he be? Because I just can't picture him. I know, okay.
Well,
Forge.
Yeah. There's an X-Men called Forge.
Who the hell's Forge?
He fixes everything.
He would be the French version of Forge.
Okay.
La Forge. There you go. All right.
With La Cheese. All right.
And clearly Data's Colossus.
Oh, clearly. For sure.
Yeah.
What?
What?
I don't know why.
Because Metal Man. He's made of metal.
Data's not made of metal.
He's
made of...
yeah, but he's like super strong and all that.
He's made of space-age polymers.
Okay.
He would be... what's his name with the dot in the middle of his forehead? Not the Hindu, but the stone.
Mr. Sinister?
No. Who flies? Loves Wanda.
Yeah, that's not an X-Men, though.
That's not an
that's
X-Men.
MCU. Sorry.
Chaddington.
Yeah.
Holy crap! I'm sorry. That's MCU. What is his name?
Next he's
I
gonna
can't
say-
think of his name. Wimbledon guy.
Next he's going to say, oh, he'd be Cyborg.
Jarvis. What is his name?
Oh.
I cannot think of his Vision.
Vision. No,
Vision.
he would not be Vision.
Yeah. But I mean,
Killing me, Smalls.
X-Men
Hey,
did show up.
all the
and
live
that.
chats we've got going. Who would Data be if he was one of the X-Men? So there we go. Yeah. So yeah, Picard season 3 will start up February 16th. That'll be exciting, and I can't wait for Worf to look like the Grandmaster from Kill Bill. That's also going around.
He does look cool, though. I have to admit,
He does look cool.
I like that the gray and the ponytail, and he looks cool.
I'm going to tell you how terrible I am. I didn't watch the trailer.
Oh man, go watch the trailer.
As soon as I hang up, I'm going to go watch it.
You should. It's a good
I'm
trailer. It
super
really
excited.
is.
I completely forgot.
Yeah, the Titan A ship looks fantastic. They showed a clip of that in the clip I just played a minute ago.
It's Canadian. It's the Titan A.
It's a Titan A. So yeah, with more maple syrup, because obviously Will's going to be at the helm.
That's right.
So
Even though he's like American.
I know.
The Titan A. So that's Riker's ship.
Riker. I think in the trailer, 7 of 9 is the commander of it.
It looks like it. Yeah, she's captain, commander. I don't know. She's in a uniform.
She's in a uniform and she's welcoming them.
Yep.
So.
I thought she was the captain of the Stargazer.
I don't know.
No, that was Rios, and he's dead.
Yeah, well, Rios is dead.
Yeah, he died in the past.
Yeah.
In a bar fight.
Kind of like Gordon.
Rios
almost.
went back to his home planet, like Bucci.
Yeah, no. So I don't know if she's captain or not, but she's on the Titan. It's a Titan A. I got that from somewhere. I don't know where, but
all right.
Oh, for crying out
Whatever.
loud!
She's probably in charge. It's fine. And then the last segment we had was Strange New Worlds. They had a fun little panel. They had a few of the actors on there, and we also got the announcement that we're going to get a new chief engineer. Our new chief engineer will be named Pella and will be played by Oscar-nominated actress Carol Kane, who you might know from The Princess Bride. She was Miracle Max's wife.
If they don't work the word Humperdinck into this season. Humperdinck.
She doesn't say have fun storming the castle.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm not a witch, I'm your wife. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. She was also Penguin's mother in Gotham. She was in Incredible Kimmy Schmidt. So, A lot of things she's been in, so that'll be neat. We are told that the character is highly educated and intelligent, and quote suffers no fools. So,
what does that mean?
She's gonna say, "I pity the fool." I don't know.
Is she gonna be a Janet Reno type?
Wow, that's an obscure. Old...
I don't mean Janet Reno. Jesus, I mean Tig Notaro, whatever her name is in the show.
Jet Reno.
Jet Reno.
Reno, Nevada. What are we talking about here?
I am so out of it. You know where I got that? You know why I was thinking Jet Reno? Because I just saw an ad on Apple TV like before we started the show where it's got Chelsea and Hillary about how they're going around talking to bold, beautiful women or something like that. And it just made me sick. So I was thinking about all the things that happened.
I know, you're very excited for that
politics-wise
show.
in the 90s. I know. I was just throwing up in my mouth. It was horrible. So, so for some reason, I had Janet Reno's name in my head. Ah, God help me.
I just think of Janet Reno's dance parties from SNL. And it was Will Ferrell playing Janet Reno.
I need a beer so bad now, I can't even tell you. Oh, Lord. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing that we're doing a show on a Friday night.
But yeah, so Carol Kane coming to the show. I think that'll be a lot of fun.
That'll be great. I think she's going to be fantastic. So it's the engineer of the season, and a new engineer every season. So I think that's cool. Even though we heard Scotty's
I'm hoping
voice,
new engineers every season.
Yeah, even though we heard Scotty's voice at the end of the last season, it doesn't mean we're going to hear him, see him. They're going to save that for later. I think that's what they'd said at some point. So that's fantastic.
Yep.
If you watch the closed captioning, it just says accent.
Yeah.
Scottish accent. And that's it.
Yeah, but you know what they're doing there. It's
we all know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
we all know.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
That's the games they play.
That is
so
the games they play.
that was basically Star Trek Day. The other fun thing was they did a cosplay contest, and then the really funny thing is when they did basically a QVC where they set up a table and they had Tawny Newsome and Paul F. Tompkins shilling all sorts of new toys that are coming out, including that Nerf phaser rifle that's coming out.
What is up with that thing? It's only half assimilated. I don't understand.
I don't know.
I want one, but whatever.
I don't know what it's going to shoot, like the darts or the balls?
Yeah,
what is it
it's going to shoot. Well, I assumed it would shoot darts.
Someone just opened your door? Light came on.
No, I think my wife ordered a pizza, so she turned on the the sidewalk light so that the delivery guy doesn't trip and fall and sue us. So I mean, that's
Will
good.
we still be doing the show as he walks up and looks at you like, do I hand it to you?
You know what? I'm always afraid of stuff like that when we get deliveries and I'm doing this. Like I'm just gonna be like, yeah, can you put it on the just put it on the stairs.
Right.
Dan opens the door. James, come get this. Come get this, James.
Yeah. Yes. Anyways, well, we've got one listener here live with us on Discord if they want to talk to us and give some sort of feedback on Star Trek Day.
Hey, Bronson.
What up, Bronson?
Here.
Is he muted?
He is muted, but I'll unmute him if he puts an X in the chat. He's typing now. Let's see if he does. If he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. It's okay.
That's okay. Yeah, he can do that. Let's see what else. So yeah, next episode on Sunday we will review Lower Decks. We're just not going to do that here. This was all just about Star Trek Day.
I got an email for today.
Everybody... Oh, you do? Great.
My wife is like, "Are you still doing the Sunday one since you're doing the Friday one?" And I told her, I grew up Catholic, so I'm like, yeah, you know what? It's still a holy day of obligation. It doesn't count. I still have to do this. I still have to do the Sunday one.
That's funny. No, so we did get an email from Scott Bowders.
Oh yeah, cool.
And,
who's that? Who's that
guy? This is a Packard review of Star Trek Day. And he says, his computer doesn't have a mic, Bronson said. That's okay. So it says, welcome to a very special Packled Review Star Trek Day edition. Packleds love discount DJ Khaled. Live long and prosper.
That's right. Yeah, they had Reggie Watts from the James Gordon Show doing music.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. That was funny because they had some technical problems from time to time, and he was just looking confused, and everyone else was too. It's good times. It's good times.
Also, since I'm
if you
sure,
go back and
go ahead. Go ahead.
Huh?
Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say if you go back and watch the full stream, there's a lot of fun, awkward moments where people are unsure as to what's going on next.
Oh, I love those.
Sounds like this show.
Yes, indeed. We built the whole podcast around it.
Yeah, exactly. That's our shtick.
So I got a bone to pick with our own audience.
Uh-oh.
In the last week, we dropped out of being in the top 250 in the United States, so we're not even ranked in the U.S. anymore. But we're still at number 108 in Great Britain. So thank you very much from across the pond.
That's right. That's it. We're moving to England.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's cool. Let's we'll wrap it up since this was a special show, and then we'll be back Sunday for everybody.
Yeah, I haven't watched Lower Decks yet, so I'm sure it's great because that's a great show.
All right, cool.
We'll review it and talk then.
All right, sounds good. Thanks everybody for listening.
Yep. Thanks, guys. We'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.